Rob and Slim Show. We are back with Bill Word.
Hello.
Hey, Bill.
What's
how you
going
doing?
on, Bill?
I'm doing great. How you guys doing?
Pretty
good.
man.
Awesome.
Pete's the awesomest. He's had the most to drink.
Yes.
Well, great. I'm glad you guys are all ready for me.
Now,
All ready to go.
yes. You're from Orange County, Bill, right? Or you
Yeah.
live
I am.
there?
I live in the Orange Curtain, yes.
What's it like out there?
Well, we have, you're in Jersey, right?
Yeah.
You're in New Jersey? Yeah. Yeah. It's, we have like 80 degrees in January, something like that.
Oh, that's nice.
But it's actually cold for us, because it went, cold for us. It's below 60. So yeah, we're freezing our butts off right now. So
Torture.
yeah, that's like, we're, I'm a wimpy California. What can I tell you?
Did you move from somewhere else, or are you from there?
Believe it or not, I was born in Lowell, Massachusetts, and I moved to Southern California at age 4 months.
Oh,
So I lost my Boston accent. Yes. So, I didn't think I had much at 4 months. So,
No.
But yeah. So I'm pretty damn close to being a native here. Yeah, 4 months.
Yeah, exactly. I consider it. I saw you were
Yeah,
on.
Mom could.
What's that?
What's that?
Oh, I saw you were doing stand up since '91. Like, that's really impressive, dude.
Yeah, that's a long time. Yeah, it's it's things have changed a lot. Back then to get gigs we mailed people VHS tapes. So
I remember
That
that. I
longer
think
game.
when I started listening to Opie and Anthony, they had a contest and they said mail them a VHS tape.
I know. It hasn't been actually that long. It went from VHS about 10, 15 years ago
Yeah.
to DVD, but now nobody mails anything. It's all it's all on the internet.
Yeah.
You go watch a video.
Do you think it was easier back then compared to now? I think now it's easier, but there's just so many people out there. You just have so much harder of a time.
Yeah, it's some things are easier, some things are more difficult. I mean, I actually like the the internet because back in the day when I started, we especially out here in LA, we had to go through the Comedy Store, or the Improv, or the Laugh Factory. So now people can be be on YouTube and be a sensation and don't have to go through the club system necessarily to get well known. So I think it's actually better. So.
Wow.
I like it. I'm kind of a computer nerd, so I kind of like the new technology and stuff. And I don't have to pay for a PO box anymore, so it's really cool.
I'm shocked some people still do. I was at the post office mailing something the other day, and there were 2 people renewing their PO box
old?
there. Yes, dude, it was like they just had a senior citizen bus just let off there. There was 8 of them in front of me.
Yeah, it's like, why do I need this anymore? Everything's done, email or whatever.
Yeah.
So it's waste of money. I don't need a PO box anymore. So I guess someday I'll be virtual on a computer or something. I don't know.
I saw too. You were on America's Funniest People. You were on ABC, NBC, PBS, TLC.
Yeah, I was. Well, I'm sorry.
And
you phased in and out there. I'm sorry.
Oh, I'm sorry. And National Lampoon's Radio that's on XM Sirius, right?
Yeah, that was really cool. I really enjoyed doing that. That was fun. So I haven't talked to those guys in a while. So if you have their number, let me know.
I don't.
I
think we're blacklisted.
Oh yeah. Yeah, that's probably what happened to me too. So we're probably blacklisted together. So yeah. I think you guys are the only guys that return my phone calls now. So thank you.
Thank you. It's vice versa. I saw
no one wants to talk to me anymore, so I feel really special right now. So
we'll talk to you every week. That's where we're going with this. What I saw your website. You do a workshop for comics.
Yeah, I've been teaching a few years. I get some, people and work with them, and it's a lot of them, have some bad habits or I don't understand what comedy is all about. The whole misunderstanding, and I know a lot of people, and probably even your audience will say, "What? A class for comedy? Isn't that a waste of money?" And
I feel like either you have it or you don't. Like we talked to Bob Levy, and he said he doesn't like when people get into it for like the wrong reasons, like just because your friends told you you're funny or something like that.
Yeah. Well, even in a class, you get weeded out. I mean, the one thing that I think is great actually about comedy is you're not getting laughs, you're not going to last very long. I mean, it's and what I usually just think I'm pointing people in the right direction. Bad habits they have. I always say that Michael Jordan had to learn how to play basketball, right? Even though he had natural talent to be a superstar.
Right. Yeah.
So I mean, you have singers that have voice coaches. So to me, I'm just pointing them in the right direction. I'm trying to get them, whatever you have in there, get it out. So it's just, I think, I save them a little time. Yeah, they probably could learn all the same stuff at open mics, but I save them maybe a year or two of doing that. And I'm not a big thing on, I wean them off me. They don't have to buy me laundry, do my laundry or buy me groceries or anything like that. So
it's not like a Buddhist monk training.
Yeah, I would say you got to bring me a donut and a bagel.
Wash my dishes for me
and a coffee.
Yeah. I don't have unpaid interns.
We
I don't do that shit.
That's all we got.
Yeah. I'm curious. You said helping them get out of like bad habits. What's your examples of bad habits in comedy?
Well, usually what the bad habit is, they have their favorite comic and they want to be that, but you have to be what you are. You can't pretend to be something you're not. And I think, back in the day, I've been doing this a long time. I'd have an open mic at a place called Martini Blues in Huntington Beach here. And it was back when Mitch Hedberg was really big. And half my male comics under 30 were doing Mitch Hedberg type of stuff.
Oh, boy.
Wow.
Yeah, and it's like, dude, there's only one. Do your own thing. You have your own personality, your own experiences. Why do you want to be somebody else?
Exactly. Yeah.
I think our intern had a question. Did you have a question?
I think he was.
Did I have a question?
I thought because you were going like this. So
I think he was a bug in his.
Oh, he kept putting his finger up. I thought he was like he was gonna like jump in.
No, I kicked Mike on accident.
Yeah. Oh, he kicked Mike on accident.
He's playing footsie.
He was. I was asking for it.
I asked this to another comedian earlier, but I'm gonna
do it. He was just in the way.
I'm gonna actually bring this up again. Our intern, who's very drunk right now, wants to get into comedy.
Yeah.
And one of the things he's worried about is bombing. Like that's the big thing where he's
I thought he wanted to.
Well, he said he's gonna do it.
You shouldn't do comedy.
Right.
You shouldn't do stand-up if you're afraid of bombing. I mean, it's natural. I mean, I'm afraid of bombing, but it's everyone bombs. I mean, you have to bomb your way to success. I mean, you have to suck before you get any good.
Yeah.
So unfortunately, that's the way it is. There's no way around it.
Right.
You have to suck. And
he
learn,
sucks.
right? Put your hand
He
in the
sucks.
fire.
Trust me.
What's that?
He sucks.
I definitely do.
What were you gonna say there? You said so.
So you gotta suck.
Yeah, exactly.
Well, I mean, obviously, if you suck forever, then you're not getting anywhere. But obviously, hopefully, you learn from your sucking to get better.
Oh yeah, he is the best. Our
but
buddy
I mean,
Dave
everyone
just asked
bombs
if
at some
he's
point.
gonna have his own
especially when you start out. So,
Yeah.
And a lot of these open mics, it's all these comics looking at their notes. They're not even paying attention to the comic on stage. So, it's tough to get any laughs at all in those, beginner open mics because no one's paying attention. And plus if they laugh, then they're not as good as you. It's competition or whatever. So, you just get up there and you keep trying stuff. Try to be as original as possible. Try to be who you are. Don't try to be somebody else. And, you get a little bit of success, then you move up the food chain. But yeah, bombing, it's going to happen no matter what level. Obviously, at some point, you hope you have a lot less bombing.
What?
I mean, yeah, go ahead.
What are some of the do's and don'ts for a beginner?
Well, I one before is, who are you? Don't be somebody that, don't be your favorite comedian.
Right.
Be who you are. What are your experiences? Don't blame the audience. I see so many of these open mics where they attack the audience. I mean, they suck and they blame the audience for them sucking. Don't attack your crowd. Get funnier. Work on your stuff. I mean, it's a process. It's perform. Record, at least audio record. Every performance you do, and then review it and see what works and keep that and throw out the rest. The neat thing about cell phones, right? All these smartphones have audio recorder apps. So record yourself and then listen to it. What worked? What didn't work? Keep what works, and maybe redo the stuff that doesn't work.
Yeah.
So that's the whole process. It's a lot more work than I think the normal person realizes. I'm not necessarily a big Jerry Seinfeld fan, but I like his documentary he did a few years ago about comedian. It just kind of shows the process, how you have to go up and try it in front of an audience. I mean, ultimately, that's who tells you something's funny, is the audience. I mean, you could, no matter what level of experience you have, you've got to try it in front of an audience because you really don't know. And so they laugh, then that's probably a good joke, and then put it in your act, and then just keep, get a minute that works, then get a minute and a half that works, build off of that.
Now, you were talking about how, don't blame the crowd.
And then, what's that?
Oh, I'm sorry to interrupt, but I was thinking back to where you were saying, don't blame the crowds, but there are certain crowds that just don't mix with certain comedy, I've noticed. Just going out to, we were at a comedy show recently, and it was, a really bizarre crowd.
Oh, yeah. It was, a lot of older
Yeah.
people. They didn't even seem to, it was why were they there?
Is that one of those situations where you gotta bomb and be yourself?
Well, and that's there is times where it is the crowd. I think the problem is a new young comic will blame every crowd, and yes, there are situations. If I don't speak Chinese, but if I was doing a show and all they spoke is Chinese, I could blame the audience. Right? Yeah, there is. I mean, I did a senior center a couple of years ago, and man, these people were vicious, So yeah. There are cases where it is the crowd. I agree, but you can't use that excuse, especially when you're new, because then you're going to blame every single crowd.
Right.
Yeah.
And a friend of mine says every crowd can be got, but not every comic can get every crowd. So that's true. Yes, it is the crowd sometimes. Yes, but I'm just saying, if you start with that in your head, then you're going to just go to that right off the bat. Yeah, it's the crowd. That sucks, Well, what about the guy that went right after you that killed? The crowd didn't really suck for him.
Yeah.
Yeah. I just think it becomes an excuse. But yes, there are, I've done crowds where, it was, you do shows, I've done Christmas parties where they didn't really have it set up right. There really wasn't a good sound system. The lighting was crap. Yes, you can blame the situation. But again, as a beginner, that's too easy to do, to blame.
As a beginner, you're saying you have to take responsibility for it at some point.
Right.
Gotcha.
Right. Yeah, I agree with you. There are crowds that are shitty, but sometimes but you can't think, it's a crowd every single time. You'll never get anywhere. So.
Right. All right.
What voice acting have you done?
Sorry?
What
didn't hear you.
What voice acting have you done?
I'm sorry. My hearing is. What did you say? I'm sorry.
What voice acting have you done?
What I've done is the audiobooks is what I've done.
Okay.
And I'm finishing a sci-fi thriller right now. None of these books you've heard of. They're all up-and-coming authors. So I'm not doing the bestsellers. I'm not doing the Game of Thrones or anything.
The one was Scott Force, I think, was it something like that?
Yeah, Scout Force. Yeah, it's a fun one. It's kind of across the Star Trek and Battlestar Galactica, and I'm going to be finished probably the next week on that. So it'll probably for sale in December.
Nice.
Yeah.
You
I
should
love
do
this.
an audio version of our show. Just
an audiobook version of our
Yeah,
show. Like we
just-
can do we'll write a transcript out of our show, and then you can read the transcript that we made out. That's
He could be
perfect.
the narrator.
Wow, I got a new gig out of this. This is great, man. I got a new gig. I love it.
In case like people don't like our voices, they could just get
Yeah.
all of us from one guy. Like it's perfect. What
Well, I
I
think even better we could do it with puppets.
right?
Oh,
Yeah,
there you go.
absolutely.
You could do like audio commentary on the DVD or something.
That would be fun.
with Muppets.
So I've always been kind of curious to how the whole audiobook thing works. Like, do you go to a studio for an hour and you read like a couple of pages a day, or do you just do it like in your house and you're done with it when you're done? Like, how does it work?
I have a home studio.
Nice.
I set up. I use my laptop, and I have a really good microphone and soundproofing, and in a closet, coming out of the closet. So yeah, I do it at home. Yeah, I have soundproofing, and I have software that I do the editing. So I'm the editor too. I edit the books too, and yeah, all here at home. I mean, I could never leave my apartment if I wanted to.
So now is
Yeah,
it
people delivered here.
right? So is it a company that hire you to do them, or you just decide like, hey, I'm going to do this audiobook? Like,
Well, there's actually a website. If anyone out there is interested, there is a website. It's actually put on by Amazon.
okay.
It's acx.com. And I got hooked up with this about 2 years ago. A friend of mine told me about it. And what it is they have authors that have a book that's been released, and they want to have an audio book version of it. And so they go on this website and they take auditions. It's all done on the internet.
We should do
I was going to say, I think you should do it.
No.
Yeah. You think Pete should do it? Yeah.
Yeah. I think we should all.
Yeah, sure.
Yeah, check it out. acx.com. It's put on by the neat thing about it is Amazon does all the money exchange, so you don't have to worry about people not paying you.
Right.
It's all done through Amazon. Yeah, it's a really cool.
That's
it's
awesome.
a lot of fun.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I think that'd
it's
be a great
great.
project for the show,
I have a lot
too.
of fun doing it.
Yeah.
Wow.
So now how does it like so the author puts it out that, hey, I want somebody to read this book, and then do they like listen to it and say, okay, this is good, I'll take it and pay you for it, or?
Well, what they do is, yes, it's exactly like that. It's all set up on the Amazon on the ACX website. So what you do is they have auditions. You download the whatever the audition text is, and then you do it. And then you upload the audio, and then the author. I mean, a lot of them are what they call royalty downloads. So I get basically half the downloads after the book is done. Money from after they take all the money out up front, then I get half of what the download money is. So a lot of them is that. Some of it is they pay you per finished hour of book. So maybe you get $100. So if it's a 10-hour book, then you'll get $1,000. And so, but that's all done through the website, and Amazon makes sure they pay, and it's great. I love it.
That does sound really cool.
I do a lot of the download stuff. So I kind of every night I look to see how many people download the books. And, it's kind of fun.
Cool,
Look
man.
at that every
Nice.
night. Yeah.
Now, how long does it usually take you to finish like one book? And like, do you try to do it all as fast as you can, or do you just do like an hour a day?
Well, what it is basically what you do is you're doing a line at a time.
Okay.
That's
And,
what he does. But it's not reading, it's snorting.
Well, you're reading. Yeah, I mean, you obviously the lines when you put them together better flow. If they don't flow, then you have a messed up book. But you mess. I don't know. For me, maybe there's guys out there that are better readers than me, but I mess up all the time. I say words wrong. I add words in, so I have to redo it. And so the whole trick is through the editing is
We're sorry. We're laughing at our intern is drunk and he just babbled some kind of weird ritualistic sounding chant into the microphone.
Said 100% Colombian.
It's all good. No worries. It's all good. You can't have thin skin in this business. It's all good.
So have you thought of trying to do a voice acting for like cartoon characters or commercials or anything like that?
Well, yes, I'm working on that angle too. I'm working on trying to get into that. That's it's a little more challenging because there's people been doing it for years. So
Yeah.
there's another website called voices.com, which has they have like phone systems, they have commercials you can do. So that's another area that I've been looking at since I've been doing the audiobooks. Yeah, I definitely want to do that. That would be the next area that I would want to go in. The neat thing to me, again, maybe at my age, I'm happy staying home, so I could do this all in my house.
That's all I want to do.
Yeah, I mean, 25 years as a stand-up traveling around. Now I get to stay home. I love it.
That makes me wonder then, for your comedy courses, do you offer them online or have thought about offering them online?
People talk to me about that. I don't know. I like the personal touch.
Right.
It's hard for me to, when you see somebody, it's a lot easier to say, stop doing that, because you see things you don't see in video.
Right.
I don't know. I don't know if I'd ever go that far. Maybe virtual reality someday. I don't know. Who knows? Whatever technology, But I do it locally here in Orange County, and I see them, so it works a lot better for me that way.
Cool. All right, listen, Bill. We gotta actually wrap this up. So why don't you let everybody know where they can?
Charlie Sheen.
So did Charlie Sheen, but he didn't. So why don't you let everybody know where they can find you, and then we'll let you go. Okay, man?
Probably, let's see, I'm William Word on Twitter, what did I say? I made up a new word. See, that's why I have to repeat everything. And you can find me at Like Bill Word on Facebook. So, I don't know if you got the first one, it's William Word, at Twitter, and then it's Like Bill Word on Facebook is my 2 pages, so.
Thank you so much for talking to us, Bill.
All right, guys, you have a great time, and have a drink for me.
All right, no problem, man. You take care.
Have a good one, brother.
All right, take care.
You too.
Bye-bye.
All right.
All right. I will now.
Where's that political poster?
Pete, I could have sworn at one point it just sounded like you were chanting into the microphone.
Yeah, there was a couple times.
Where he's trying to summon a demon.
I said 100. I was trying to summon Juan Valdez. I was like 100% Colombian.
The plane. I got work in the morning.
Oh, do you really?
I think about 8.
So do I.
I got to do that.